problem-solving abilities. You know, these behaviors help keep our whales active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations to care about our natural world, and we're excited to share their story with all of you here today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food web. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We'll see all of that today and more. These and other behaviors provide an environment that's full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Throughout today's experience, you'll see our whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors allow them to strengthen their social bonds and problem solve as a group. This is just one of the many adaptations that makes the killer whale the top predator of the ocean. Their scientific name is Orca, but they're more commonly known as killer whales. And here at SeaWorld, all 5 members of our pod have their own individual names and identities. The first is Katina, our matriarch and leader at 44 years old. Next we We have our two females, Nalani and Malia, and last but not least, our two male killer whales, Trua, and Katina's youngest son, Malia. Now the whales trust us, and they take an active role in their own health and well-being. So think about when you go to the doctor, and your doctor asks you for a blood sample. You know to hold out your arm, and your doctor will take that blood sample from the inside of your elbow. You're trained to help the doctor help you take care of your bodies. And it's the same thing with our whales. Now, killer whales don't have elbows like you and I do, so we had to get a little bit creative. Now, Ashley has just asked Nalani to flip over onto her back and present us with the underside of her tail flukes. Now, there's a vein that runs along the center of each lobe of their tail flukes, as Ashley is pointing out right now. This is a perfect place for us to be able to collect that blood sample. Now, not only is this so important for the health and well-being of our killer whales, but we can share this information with scientists and researchers that are studying killer whales out in the ocean. Now, as trainers, you'll notice that we are constantly giving our whales nice big back, tail, and even flipper rubs. But the killer whales have very sensitive skin, so not only is this a great way for us to get a good look at their entire bodies, it's an excellent way for us to build our relationships with them as well. Now, another important diagnostic tool not only are those blood samples, but again, it's something you're all trained to do. You know to step onto a scale to see how much you weigh. Well, in one of our adjacent pools, we have a killer whale size scale that our whales are trained to slide their entire bodies up onto, as we're going to be simulating for you here in our slideout. Now, take a look at Nalani from her dorsal fin all the way down to her tail flukes. It's a very muscular part of her body called her peduncle. Now, this could weigh several hundred pounds. And by her keeping her tail in the water, we would be missing out on all of that weight. So to fix that problem, Ashley can ask Nalani to lift her entire body up and out of the water. And just like this. This is how Nalani would properly weigh herself. Now we train this posture to make sure that our younger whales are growing properly and our older whales like Katina are maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt. And for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales and for us.
Well, hi everyone. I'm over on the left-hand side of the glass, and I have a question for all of you. Do you guys like to play? Yeah! Well, so do I. You know, observational learning and mimicry play a critical role in the killer whales' lives. From the moment they're born, they'll learn by watching other whales and playing follow the leader with their mothers. Do you all want to play follow the leader with my buddy Malia here today? Yeah! All right, so my left-hand side of the stadium, make sure your masks are properly secured on your faces. And go ahead and stand on up for me. On the count of 3, we're going to spin around in a circle and take a look at Malia. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Spin around! All right. Well, you guys are going to stay standing because Malia really wanted to wave hello to you. We know she could go ahead and copy your body language. So again, on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Spin around. And she's got it! Great job, everybody. You can go ahead and have a seat. Well, killer whales are curious animals too. They've often been seen jumping out of the water to spot their prey, get a better look at their surroundings, or even play. So when you see Malia do that psychic bow on stage, let's give her a round of applause. Very nice. All right, well, if you thought that jump was impressive, get ready for our matriarch, Katina. She's going to be showing us a side race. Justin, are you ready? All right, and she's off. Katina's going all the way down to the bottom of 36 feet. She's gonna come all the way up and out of the water to let everyone know that she has arrived as the matriarch of our pod. And 3, 2, and 1! Well, that's one way to introduce yourself, Katina. How about a round of applause for Katina, Nalani, Malia, and our audience volunteers? Well, SeaWorld's research and observation on the killer whales under our care has helped shed light on many mysteries about these amazing animals. For example, we know that a pregnant killer whale has a gestation period of 17 months. That's information that would be impossible to gain out in the ocean. Some information, however, can only be obtained through field observation. That's why SeaWorld partners with organizations like the Norwegian Orca Survey and NOAA to help advance global education about killer whales. Killer whales are powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power can be seen when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from ice cliffs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tail fins.
So killer whales create waves to hunt, and they use their powerful tail flukes to stun their prey. Now you're about to get a demonstration. For our whales, it means a fun activity session. But for all of you, it means it's time to get away.
could vary. Unfortunately, factors like overfishing and pollution pose a serious threat to some
populations of killer whales.
Killer whales are impressive animals, and it's pretty obvious why they're the top predator in the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right? Wrong.
Killer whales depend on a plentiful food source and a clean environment. They're completely dominant, yet completely dependent.
When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
On you.
Through your actions.
Through the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Killer whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassador of the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful, but still vulnerable.
Don't give up. Be inspired.
We can make a difference. The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming. But together, we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect. So much to explore. The killer whale story is still being written, and there are simple things we all can do to make a difference. All it takes is one choice.
One positive act. One ripple that can grow and grow.
And change the world.
Together, we've got this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed Orca Encounter. Please remember to remain seated. Make sure your masks are properly secured on your faces